What is up, everyone? Thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. We have a fun activity going on tonight. So, this is going to hopefully be a fairly quick stream, but be really quick. Make sure.
There, let me fix my microphone first. I had the wrong one plugged in. Um, all right, everyone. So, as the title says, we are doing the giveaway for my Toys for Tots drawing giveaway that I like to do at the end of every year. So, we are waiting a little bit to let a couple more people in, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the charity is and why it's so important to me, why I like it, and let a few people trickle in. But we're not going to go too long because there's a lot of names on the wheel to spin off. Really quick, we're going to say hi to Commander Bly. I didn't say we have to draw something. It was in the small text at the bottom. So, and it actually needs to be sent via smoke signal. So I'm sorry if I missed yours. We have Carbonites coming in with a surprise episode of Talking Toys with the Tots. Maybe some other time. But no, I think we have Tuesday is Talking Toys with the Boys this week, though. So for anyone watching, keep an eye out on that. And then Max Rebo waited too long and couldn't find a bin. And you'll do better next year. I'm sorry, my guy. I was struggling. Tommy and I, Blitz Transmissions, went out yesterday and accumulated a pile of toys. And I knew where I wanted to take them. It's a local bar that I go to like once a week, and their bin had been collected earlier in the day. And so I was like, oh crap, where do I go? And so I found another local restaurant that still had a bin, and it was empty. So it worked out really nicely. So I was still able to make our donations. But let's go ahead and talk some numbers really quick, just because we do have some amazing results this year. But we have 212 Hunter reminding everyone he's a 22-month member, and Commander Bly is a 10-month member. We appreciate the loyalty always, my fellas. And that Commander Bly, it's a great charity. Too bad it's run by those goofy Marines. Well, they're not all bad. There's a couple good ones, but that's something that I really like about Toys for Tots. There's a lot of charities out there, and they're all doing great work. But a lot of your charities have a CEO at the top of the thing that's making millions and millions and millions of dollars. I like that the military is a little bit, the Marines are a little bit involved in this. It's, it kind of gives you the vibe that it's not necessarily trying to make jobs for some people running something as much as it's just really about the value of what the organization is, which is about getting toys to children in need. And that's something that I feel very, very strongly about. There are, I think back to like all of our, Christmases as kids. Every one of us probably has that like really awesome present that you can think of when you were a kid. That one that was like, that was my favorite toy when I opened it on Christmas morning. And, there's kids out there that just don't get that, and through no fault of their own, mom and dad are doing their best and they're choosing, keep the lights on instead of buy a bunch of toys. And I get that. That's life sometimes, but it's still not the kid's fault, and like they should still get something, and so that's kind of where I'm like, man, let's just do what we can. There's so many of us that do, action figure collecting content, and so many collectors where, man, we don't even blink an eye when we go to Walmart and find a new Wave of Black series. All right, well, that's just $150, and we clear the shelf. And but it's like, man, like let's spread that love a little bit. So you're right, Ahsoka is clip farming. She something about me sitting in the chair and turning on the mic, I'm not giving her the attention. But so she's just here for the attention. She doesn't mean anything by it. But I will mention, I don't know that I should mention anyone's specific prices, but we had 5 unique donors for the giveaway, being Commander Cook, 212th Hunter, Zach Holtz, Commander Bly, and Carbonites. And y'all's donations came out to a cumulative $400. These are a variation of toys being put in the Toys for Tots bin, or just money being donated directly to the charity's website, which is equally as important because they do have a business to run and there are expenses that they cannot pay in toys. So that is awesome. And then yesterday, me and Blitz Transmissions went out to a Ollie's in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we loaded up 2 carts with $300 worth of toys. So the Toys for Tots giveaway this year has accumulated $700 of things being donated, either cash or toys, to the charity. And that is insane. That is the highest turnout we have ever had on one of these. And so that's all the more motivating to keep on keeping on and do this every year. And so that's where I'm at. So we're going to just really quick, just because I do like to, I'm a visual learner, but you may have seen this on Instagram. There's me and Blitz. That is the bunch of our stuff piled up on the counter there. And I got a cart full of stuff in between us still. And there was all sorts of really, really cool stuff to be found at Ollie's. Great place to go and find things to put in the Toys for Tots bin. And they have a Toys for Tots bin in the front of the store, so you don't even really have to put in any extra legwork there. Everything there is a good toy just on liquidation. It's just stuff that didn't sell at full price, and Walmart or Target just had to clear house. They're still good toys, and there's nothing wrong with any of them. And so it's just a great thing to run with. But this Toys for Tots box, you know how they are. They're a pretty decent sized box. Was completely empty when I got to the bar that it was at. And as you see, there's a little room left in the top, but we filled it. We filled it up, and that is awesome. So super happy to have accomplished that. And now that I've been rambling for a little bit, let a couple of people come on in. Let me go ahead and pull up the giveaway wheel. So I'm going to spin this until there are 2 names standing. I think Clone Lieutenant Gale is a cooler action figure than the Sand Trooper, so I'm going to call the Sand Trooper second place. So we're going to spin until there's 2 names left on the wheel, and then we'll spin once more, and whoever gets knocked out that time gets the Sand Trooper, and whoever's last standing gets the Clone Lieutenant Gale. I'm just going to keep it easy. So. And Commander Bly says the Ollie's bin got picked up by the Marines today. So yeah, they're out. They are picking them up. You got to remember, we're almost 10 days to Christmas, and they're not going to come and give them to the kids on Christmas morning. Mom and dad got to get their hands on those a day or 2 in advance, if not a little more. So they're definitely going to be picking them up. So we're kind of at the end of the window here, but so yeah, it's just, again, great charity. If you still want to get in before Christmas Day, they're always taking, just money donations right on their website. So never hesitate to go do that. And if you have an extra $20 that you don't know what to do with. But with that said, let's go ahead and spin. I'm going to make this teddy bear real dizzy by the end of it. And we've knocked one of Zach Holt's entries off the wheel, and that is okay, because he has many, many more. We have a lot of generous donors, so a lot of people have many, Zach, I'm sorry, back to back, but that is what it is. Sometimes we're going to try and not clean Zach off the board immediately. There we go, knocking off Commander Cook. Just going to spin the wheel a bit, chat with y'all. There we go. Finally getting rid of some 212 Hunter. So that was a few. Shuffle it back up a little bit. I'll tell you. Let me see if I can't. Auto remove after 5 seconds. Yeah, that way I can just remove them myself. Spin it up again. We have another Commander Cook. So we'll remove. And this wheel's not liking this Commander Cook guy. It's probably because he's like really, really handsome. But 3 for 3. We had 95 unique places on the wheel. So there's going to be a lot of people that's names are on multiple places. But again, it's not about who's getting knocked off now. It's about who makes it to the very end. Carbonite's here spitting. Everyone hit that like button. And Commander cooked. So we'll cool off on him here soon, I hope. But we'll keep on keeping on. Still have 86, going to be 85 now. Another Commander cook. I will say, an appreciative to everyone, for donating what you can. Um, but Commander Cook and 212 Hunter did carry a brunt of that. So you're going to see their name on here a lot, and that's okay. But we'll give them some big booms at the end. So keep on spinning them down. We'll get down to 80. We'll shuffle a little bit more. Another 212 Hunter, and that has us at 80. So get rid of those 212th entries. So you might be spitting. Let's knock Hunter off the wheel. So the prizes aren't even orange. Why'd he donate, right? But I will say we might have to come up with a smarter way to do this because as it grows every year, the wheel, of course, gets loaded up a little bit heavier, and it's just yeah, it gets to be a lot, a lot of spinning. But I do like doing. Oh, there we go. We finally got Bly getting knocked off, putting them in check. But no, I go to like a lot of raffles and stuff, like with my parents. My dad likes a good old, church, in a community center or in a church, reverse raffle, Chinese auction basket raffle. It's a kind of just a Midwestern thing. And I always like how they have a little deal there. Usually, whenever they're raffling things off, for your 50-50 tickets at the end of the night or whatever, where, hey, you buy, $5 each, or you throw us $20, we'll give you a fifth one, and it's like, oh man, what a bargain. And so I like offering that kind of thing. It's kind of nice just, for those that are going to look at donating, just money directly to the charity. It's nice to kind of just offer, an incentive to just offer a nice square round, $20 number. Um, and I noticed a lot of people took advantage of that, which is nice. So that's, it, I don't know, some kind of marketing magic mental trick, but we'll come and check back. When I'm spinning the wheel, I can't actually look at chat. So I'm going to come back and look at chat here for a minute. But what Black Series figs did we grab at Ollie's? So I didn't grab any, but Tommy grabbed a few. I think he got a Skiff Guard Lando. I think there was a couple of Fifth Brothers, and I think we got an Omega or two from the Bad Batch. It wasn't a huge assortment, and the all these Black Series piles are getting a little picked through. And but I was kind of like, man, like someone cool with a gun or a lightsaber, even if the kid has never seen Star Wars, man, you can have all sorts of fun with just anyone with a lightsaber and not know the lore. But Nick is saying hi, hello back to Nick, and maybe just have Marine vets on the wheel next year. Well, if you're the only donor, I guess. But so he has a shelf life impression. So a lot of us have a shelf life impression. Sometimes Tommy and Hunter and I will be on Xbox with him, and he's just getting bombarded with "Get it today." I so we're gonna make him regret ever being comical, but it's all right. We got 66 left. Bly, stay level headed with us. Come on, stick with us. But get it down to 60, and we'll shuffle a few more times. Keep on keeping on. A couple more. We're at 62 now. Another Zach Holtz. Zach's a very nice guy. I'm hoping he can stick on the wheel. I would like to treat him. He put a bunch of stuff in the donation bin. He was showing me some photos. So we're at 60. We're gonna shuffle it up, bounce back to check real quick. Get it today. So Carbonite's bouncing back in, just saying what up to everyone. We're gonna talk about some carbonites here once we're done with the wheel. So just a little bit of updating and yapping about the week. But I mentioned earlier, we're 10 days from Christmas at this point, or 10 days to Christmas Eve. A couple hours will be 10 days to Christmas. But how's everyone's Christmas shopping going? Have y'all started that? Should I have started that by now? No, I've got a few things picked up, but definitely gotta this weekend go and do some more. This upcoming weekend, I'm going to a convention down in Pittsburgh. It's what's it called? It's an animation convention. It's Anime Verse Pittsburgh, and which sounds like an anime convention, and it is a little bit. But they also have a lot of wrestlers and then just voice actors from other shows. So I'm going to be meeting a couple of cast members from Avatar: Last Airbender I haven't met yet, which is a show that I have loved since I was Toys for Tots age. Um, oh, come on. There we go. Almost hit Zach again. But they're going to have the voice actors for almost the entire cast. But I'm going to meet Aang and Sokka, and then the Cabbage Merchant's going to be there. So I'm going to meet those three voice actors. But hopefully, I can get my 3 autographs, just get them done. And an anime convention isn't the kind of place I want to hang out at all day anyway. So I'm hopeful that I can leave a little early and get a little Christmas shopping done. I've done a good job of getting all the friends taken care of early. So now we're just kind of waiting and holding out for getting some family gifts. We passed 50. We're down to 46 entries left. Let's see what's going on in the chat. So Max Rebo helped me get my brother all done for Christmas. Bro was too kind to be on the lookout for me. At Ross, yes, I saw that message. He found you something insane. So spent too much money on too little items for Christmas so far. I feel that. I definitely, I spent a good bit getting some good gifts for the immediate friend group, and had my mom taken care of, and I really just got to figure out everyone else. So I'll let you know, Max. I'm hopeful to have significant free time. So, but of course, I'm going to get my autographs. So if the lines are long, we'll see what works out. But yeah, there's a couple of micro galaxies I got to hit you up on yet. So, which I apologize for making you sit on too long, but we definitely got to drop in. So, and I'm seeing Carbonites some night this week, so we got to figure that out yet, but looking forward to that. But you're done shopping. Yeah, you've sent some pictures. You've been doing a lot of shopping. So, am I going to wear my furry tail to that convention? I was thinking actually just like my head, like the furry head. Maybe I can come home with like a Judy Hopps girlfriend or something. But that'd be nice. So, we're down to 45. Another 212 Hunter off the wheel. I'll shuffle these a few times. Why not? So I'm hopeful. I got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Zach's still got a few spots left on the wheel. So it's not playing favorites, but I just like seeing the underdog do well. Same with Commander Cup or Commander Bly. So we got some good stuff. Nope. 212 Hunter once more. So Commander Bly, we have this new clone Lieutenant Gale. And have you picked him up yet? I know that you're like starting to get a little bit back into collecting a little bit. Like the love has always been there, of course, but I know that you've slowed down. But is he one that you've picked up? Is he one that you intend to army build? So, does not own it. How? How? He's like literally you. He's yellow. He's orange. No, yeah, or yellow and brown. I mean, not orange. Yellow and brown could make orange. But oh, Zach Holtz once more. He still has a few on the way. I'll say the clone Lieutenant Gale. He, I think he's probably our best clone yet on the new 23 clone body. As far as, all right, I know they've given him a name, but come on, he's basically just a 327th trooper. Um, and just that new helmet having like the much more film accurate likeness. That is nice. It's not something that's super mattered to me over the years, but I can't deny it's nice. And it's admittedly it's very high on my list. I don't know it made my top 10 this year, but it probably should have. But we've had a really good year at Black Series just in general. So not a fan of the removable helmets. That one's passable. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean the new helmets. It's pretty good. Your first armor was a 327th grunt. There you go. So you're familiar with it. So and 327th slop and all clones are slop. All right, good night. But yeah, there we go. We're running with that. Star Wars is slop. But I don't know. We were Tommy and Hunter and Shelf Life and I were having a discussion on Xbox, or with Shelf. Might have been when Shelf got off for dinner. He might not have been there. I don't want him in the chat. Like, what do you mean? I don't remember this. So, but you know, they did that swappable helmet with Chimera the Stranger, and that was probably the way to go. The helmet doesn't look that big, but I made the point. There are some people out there like myself with zero self control, and we like to army build. And if every clone that I had on my shelf had a swappable Tem head, I would have a parts bin with like 200 Tem heads in it because none of my clones have their helmets off on the shelf. And so it's like, if they went to the swappable head, would anyone even really care if they didn't include the Tem heads at that point if it was just a solid helmet clone? I don't mind them being slightly bulkier, to be removable. I kind of like that little part of me that remembers that they're still a toy at the end of the day. I kind of find it charming that there's a guy under that helmet, like even though maybe it messes with the proportions a little bit. Like there's just that little part of me that just likes even though I never display it, like yeah, there's a dude under there. But yeah, no, yeah, blah, you're spitting, it's like I mean, maybe in like a specific diorama, if you did those, like, there'd be a place for it. But yeah, it's like, the helmets, you want them, I mean, I've got all mine like lined up in rows, so, but, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like there is just something about it, I do kind of, and I like the gimmick, but I acknowledge it's a gimmick, but just there's a little plastic man inside of my little plastic helmet, it's kind of fun. We are getting near the end, people here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me so long, but y'all just donated too many dang things to Toys for Tots this year. So we're going to get down to 10 and give it a shuffle. And we have another Carbonites off the wheel. Carbonites, I think Carbonites is completely out of the running now. Everyone else still has a couple. Let's get down to 10 and I'll tell everyone where they stand. So we have another Commander Cook off the wheel. So here, I'll sort first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 212 Hunters, 3 Commander Cooks, and then 1 Bly and 1 Zach Holtz. So that's Those are our odds so far. Which actually, I actually that data was actually kind of useful to me because Wheel of Names, like it's actually like appropriately like ratioing its way through everyone. It's not a there's more spots on the wheel for some of these guys just because their donations were larger and they them having more at the end. It does seem to be a fairly fair like draw through. So we got Hunter getting excited looking. So Carbonite's calling it rigged, man. So that's a Bly quote. But Commander Bly asking the real questions. What's everyone hoping that Santa brings you? Oh man, what do I even want this year? Man, I'm gonna start spinning through, but I'm gonna think about what I want this year. I'm hard to shop for, probably. No, that's Bly off the wheel. I am sorry, Commander. I must be hard to shop for because I'm sitting here thinking about what I want, and I don't know what I want. I the downside of me having adult money is I go and I spend adult money, whenever I want something. If I want a new figure, I go buy it. Ooh, Zach Holtz off the wheel. Man, you made it very far. But coming down to Cook and Hunter now. Yeah, Hunter off again. But I always tell everyone in the family when they're thinking about it, like, hey, like stormtroopers and clone troopers, I've already bought it, but what's one more, right? We're gonna spin down again. We have 212 Hunter losing one more spot. So we actually have two spots for Cook and one for Hunter. So Hunter, Blitz, you're spitting. You're spitting. If he loses, he's reporting his donation as fraud. I think you can use your donation as a tax write off. I don't promise that, but hang on to that email and when you see your tax guy, actually. But so all of Carbonite's homies are committing fraud. So, oh, Zach, I'm sorry. You made it really far, dude. And again, I appreciate you donating, some stuff. I know you had things that you were cleaning out the toy room a bit and they got put in the bin and that's good. But so, but Hunter says if he wins, give it to Zach. Okay, Zach, hang on in. So, next spin is going to determine winners. All right, so Zach's going to get something, and Cook is going to get something ultimately. So whoever gets drawn on this spin gets the new Sand Trooper, and then whoever's left gets the Gale. So let's spin this on down. All right, so Commander Cook, you are getting that Black Series Imperial Sand Trooper from the most recent wave. It's a very fun figure. I like that one a lot. So congratulations, my guy. That is a great pull for you. So 212 Hunter wins the clone Lieutenant Gale. And as he says, give it to Zach. So Zach, I will hit you up on Instagram and we will make the proper arrangements and get that to you. We have Hunter wishing Zach a Merry Christmas. Hunter's a good dude. He is a good dude. We got Bly saying my prizes are slop. And maybe, or maybe they just aren't orange enough for the guy. So that's the big thing is when I try to come up with these prizes, it's like we're all Black Series collectors, and when there's something that we want, we usually just go and buy it. So it's like, yeah, I've had a few times over the last month where I could have gone and picked up the new Anakin and Obi-Wan, but you probably grabbed the new Anakin and Obi-Wan if you wanted them, So it's like it's not that exciting, if you already have them. But the troopers, that's where like even if you already have it, what's one more? But 212 Hunter, insanely generous donation here, donating 20 Hybrid Toy Reviews memberships. So we have Zach being all appreciative, saying thanks, and absolutely my guy. So I got to pull up the YouTube stream. because on StreamYard it does not show who wins those. So we'll read off the names really quick. But Joshua Banker has been gifted a membership. Gen X Brian, Rebel Scum 420, Sinister Mason 9914, Kilo Golf Whiskey, Art D. Henderson, Vashon Henry 1895, John Morgan. We have Galactic Artesian Customs, Israel Lopez, Clone Trooper 84, Spazio Arc, Roy Zendoval 4509, Chris Forsyth 501, Felipe 7, JV Hakan, Javier Sotelo 215, Eric Stroud Drum 75, TNA Lynch Y, and then Poptography have all been gifted memberships, which is absolutely generous of 212 Hunter. And we have a 199 super chat from Commander Bly calling him the 212th GOAT. And Josh is coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you, everyone, for being so cool here at the very end. And Josh, you are goated always. So that is the end of the giveaway. And now I can quit talking about Toys for Tots for a year. But we are going to talk a little bit because, dang it, you're my captive audience. Let me go ahead and pull up an Instagram page that is very near and dear to my heart. And we are going to yap about that for a second. So Tommy might know where we're going with this one, but that's okay. We're still going to share this tab instead. So, have y'all heard about Black Series Most Wanted yet? It is the coolest thing going on in the Black Series community. And if any of y'all haven't participated yet, let me tell you a little bit about why you should be participating. So, Black Series Most Wanted is the most premier figure wish list poll that you could be participating in. So, Black Series Most Wanted, if you go to the Instagram page, there is a Google Doc in the bio up top where you can go and you can submit your list of 12 most wanted figures. There are templates that you can get in that bio that give you the ability to put pictures of your wanted characters in that chart, and it is all sorts of fun. I will pull up mine because I posted mine somewhat recently to my Instagram. But Black Series Most Wanted is the community's answer, the community saying what we want. So I came up with 12. I think they're pretty based. Might not be for everyone. We have Blitz coming in with some facts, 346 submissions and counting. We have an insanely huge sample size going on. This information is going to be provided to people that work at Hasbro, and they will use it how they feel is most appropriate. So we've been told that the number of entries is good. So that's we've got a good little foundation going on here. And I'm just really, really excited about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we have Carbonites in here. We've done right by the community. Yeah, dang right we've done right by the community. And that's the thing. There is no reason not to participate in Black Series Most Wanted. It is not Hybrid's Black Series Most Wanted. It is not Blitz Transmissions Black Series Most Wanted. It is for the community. Do you like Black Series figures? That's all that matters. That is why you should be participating, plugging, sharing the posts. There's so much cool stuff to talk about here. And as Carbonites has said, we've done right by the community. Carbonites is giving back to the community here. If you make one of these charts, if you go to the Google Doc link and you submit your list of 12, you're going to get an email, telling you that you've, submitted your list of 12. Send that information to Carbonites. He is going to provide you with a promo code for 12% off your order. And there is a promotional Carbonite block that looks like the most wanted promo posters. And this block is absolutely insane. And again, 12% off your order. So when you order amazing new cases like the Pursuit of Truth, which I just got in the mail yesterday, you get a free 7th block. Why would you not participate? I mean, this is incredibly awesome stuff. We will plug awesome promos like this all day, every day here at Hybrid Toy Reviews. We don't give the community opportunities to miss really cool promos like this at Hybrid Toy Reviews. I do not believe in shortchanging the viewer experience here. Some do, but that's not me. I believe in the best for everyone. So, what if you're actively attempting to suppress Black Series Most Wanted? Well, then you, sir, are that clown emoji. So, anyways, that is where I'm at. I've had over a half hour of yapping here. Congratulations to Zach for winning the Clone Trooper Gale. Congratulations to Commander Cook for winning the Imperial Sand Trooper. Thank you, everyone. Again, $700 total of donated value to Toys for Tots is insane. This is the best year yet, and I am incredibly excited about it. So now go think about what Black Series you want next in the line. Fill out your graphic. Enter the Google Doc. Let's get the word out there. People always say, I want or we need. So what we need is to tell Hasbro what we want. So go fill out your graphic, post it, hashtag Black Series Most Wanted, tag Black Series Most Wanted on Instagram. Make sure that Google Doc is filled out. Please, please, please. You've got 14 more days. It's December 28th is the cutoff. So that is where we are at. So Max Rebo is spitting. Only the smooth brains are not participating. We got an accurate woo from Blitz Transmissions, and we have Commander Bly. Outstanding job, everyone. Semper Fi, and Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone watching. I hope everyone has an amazing holiday season with their family upcoming. Keep an eye out in a couple of days for the next Talking Toys with the Boys. We are going to have Cassidy from Cube Squadron on. It's going to have a big Micro Galaxy Squadron focus, but we love Micro Galaxy Squadron around here. So keep an eye out for what's coming next. And there's always good content coming between me and anyone that I'm associated with. So keep an eye out. The best side of the Black Series toy community on YouTube. You're in it right now. So may the force be with you all. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. And we will see you next time here at Hybrid Toy Reviews. Peace.